Hey everybody, it's Ken with AMN. Happy New Year 2020. Here we are. I haven't made a video in a few months, so I decided that I would just make a quick video. My videos are never quick because I just blabber on. But what's going on? What's been going on with me? What's going on with Ken with AMN? Yeah. So nothing too crazy as far as like health-wise overall. I mean, everything's been pretty much all exactly the same, but yet I can tell, you can't tell it day by day, but when you step back and look at the overall picture, things that progress, that continue to get like just they just start to bear away from how they used to be. And just for example, like, you know, I am on a clinical trial, which hopefully the potential is that it can help stop the progression. Could I be on a placebo? We don't know that either. So it's like I'm putting hope that if I'm seeing progression, that I'm actually on the placebo, and then they can give me the real drug and rock and roll. Again, it moves so slow that even if I have to wait another year, the progression is not going to be so tragic. But, you know, obviously I'd want something right now to stop what's happening. But just for example, like walking, not walking's okay. I think I said before how I think I felt I walk better, which in a way I do. I actually broke my one leg brace about a couple weeks ago, and which luckily it was under deductible, or it was under warranty, so I was able to get a new one. But in that week I was able to walk fine. I never fell once, but just the weakness in my legs and just like the control of them felt like, I feel personally that has continued to progress. So yes, the other day I was at work. I mean, I work on the second story of a 2-story building. You know, I gotta walk up the steps every day. There's no elevator, which is fine. I said the steps are good for me because it's good PT. So I was walking up, and I was like, someone was behind me, and, you know, and I was trying to keep a good steady pace so you didn't hold them up. And I got to the last riser, and I don't know what it was, but my foot just didn't make it. We never made it, but I didn't fall because I got death grips on the railing, and I pretty much just pulled myself around like a monkey, and I held the other railing. I pulled myself up, and it was whatever. But I just, like, I don't know if like the weakness in my legs are not allowing me to just like that. And, you know, like I say, when I didn't have the braces, but when I have the braces help so much. I just feel so much more in control. And so, but I'm being very much more careful with them now. I started to realize how I've been breaking them, so I'm starting to change things. Hopefully I don't break them, because they really do change things in my life. But like, you've got that, and, you know, I'm gonna go there. I remember we get a little TMI, but we'll say PP issue. Let's say PP issues. Like, you know, like going number 1 and number 2, that in the whole general region is fine. Really no really big deals. I on some, they said I had an overactive bladder, which is okay, whatever. But I'm taking those drugs, which they might be helping to some to that. But, you know, as far as just like sensation on the PP, let's go there. I feel like that has actually gotten a little bit more moved on. That, you know, you can feel, it's almost like you can feel nerve damage, you know, on the PP. Again, we get TMI, but I don't care. It's life, and it's actually what happens. Really, from talking to people that are much more progressed than I am, pretty much you just the lack of feeling essentially goes away. And, you know, there's drugs for that, but they said you pretty much just become a human sex toy for your partner, because the lack of feeling is not there. Yeah, there's things that you can do, but that's down the road still. It's still not like, oh, you know, but it's life. It's part of it. It's part of the disease. It's what it is. But it still doesn't deter my everyday life, you know. And it's just something you just learn to live with, basically. And so, yeah, other than that, the walking, control of walking in the PP, we'll just talk about that. That's, you know, that's pretty much the only difference there. Last month I actually I was invited to go to a seminar with a new bio company that's working on gene therapy for AMN patients. And they looked awesome and promising. The people were so awesome, and we did like a Q&A with my doctor, and we, they just asked questions, and they were really thankful for me to come because what they're working on is specifically for AMN, for gene therapy. So they wanted to see someone who has it. They wanted to talk to someone, and I was just like, here I am. And, they actually were going to give me an honorarium. They were actually going to pay me to be there, as a way of a thank you. But I declined it, and I actually donated the money to ALD Connect, which is another, it's a great ALD foundation, and they do some good work. And my older brother, Rod, he was, just as he was starting to learn about, he was starting to learn about all this stuff. He didn't get the chance really to stand back and watch, it just happened to him, and so I thought that was pretty cool. And I told him, like, you don't have to pay me. I'm like, here I am, I'm on YouTube blabbering all the time. But it was very nice, and then they were all great people, and that was a fun little trip. So, but the gene therapy, these things take time. Like, I was talking to one of their, I think it was the CEO of this new company, and he's just like, we understand this is a thing that needs to move as fast as it can, but the logistics of getting through everything, getting to a trial is not as easy as it sounds, and I got that, and I told him, I'm like, pretty much I portrayed to everybody that, I don't want to sound selfish and all this. Yes, I want something that could help me, that could change things, stop the progression, change my life, but at the same time, I would love it to help other people. Like, I've got many friends of carriers and adults. They've got children that have, ALD, and they can, if those children if they don't develop anything, it eventually could just it's going to most likely turn into AMN as you get to an adult. So you got to learn how to deal with it there. Luckily for them, they've got a good probably 15 to 20 years, depending on how old their child is, till that there's a chance that one of these gene therapies or something that could just, because there's been trials done with children where it's actually stopped the progression. So, obviously it's apples to oranges when you get to a child and adult form of everything. But so I told one of the scientists, and I said, I'm rooting for you to get it done, and she said she was rooting for me. But so yeah, it's different. So, and AMN is just everything is just so slow that you can live your life. Like, you literally can live your life, and you just deal with these little things as it comes upon. If it's the walking, if the PP feels different, it's part of the game, but you can still just continue to live your everyday life, and people ask me, like, oh, how do you stay so positive with everything? And, knowing, yeah, I watched some stuff going down. I mean, I lost my uncle. I watched ALD tear my older brother apart, which it sucked, but I watched that, and I saw that, and it's just, I'm prepared for it, basically. And I in my everyday life, I keep so busy with this YouTube channel. I have another YouTube channel that it's all, for the most part, it's positive and fun stuff. Like, we have a good time, and I still go to work. I work 50 hours a week, so that keeps me busy during the day. So I don't have time to sit back and dwell on what's happening too, it's a good thing. It's an absolute good thing. I told my doctor, and even this bit, they're like, that probably does make great sense, because I don't want to, like, not give up per se, but like just sit at home and then you're just dwelling and thinking, like, oh, what could happen, because as we know, things can happen. So yeah, that's it. But again, I feel good for 2020. Again, dealing with these little things, I just take them as you get them, but I still feel good. I go back in March. I return to Boston for the clinical trial for another follow-up there, which should be a good time. And speaking of that, I need to email the coordinator because I need to get my travel plans in. So I'm glad we talked about that. But yeah, it's good. For the most part, it's good. It's pretty much good. So, and you know what? Really no complaints here. I actually met a fellow AMNer. His name is Richie. He's in France, and I'll talk on Facebook every day, every other day. And he's a little bit more progressed than I am, but he bounces things off. He kind of tells me like, oh, this is what happened to me. And, you know, talking with other people, while it affects everyone differently, a lot of the main symptoms are pretty much all the same. So it's really cool to have, you know, he seemed appreciative to talk to someone who had it that could relate. You know, it's hard to find someone to relate if you've got no one, you know, if you've got no other relatives or something, and it's just you, you know. So do my best to help him out and just to bounce ideas back and forth. And we're about the same age too, so yeah, we have some other things in common. Plus it's scary how we both look almost the same. So I got some questions from my mom about that, but all right, anyway, I'm blabbering. It is over 10 minutes and 30 seconds for this video, so I'm gonna let it go. But overall, things are good for Ken with AMN, and I'll definitely keep you posted if anything exciting happens. But yeah, keep your feet moving, keep your feet up, and stay positive. That's my advice to you. See you, everybody.